Hi, my name is Basheer Kareem, and I'm a librarian at the Fairmont Heights branch of the Prince George's County Memorial Library System. This is Youth Entrepreneurs, making a difference through business. Joining me today is a 15-year-old young man who hails from Bowie, Maryland. Get ready for this. He's a baker, business owner, social entrepreneur, food justice advocate, baking instructor, and a motivational speaker. Ever since he was 9, he's been baking and interested in the challenges of inequality as a result of learning about the historic March on Washington in 1963. Michael comes from a home of educators and advocates and began to ask questions early on about the challenges of inequity. In an effort to do his part, he started a dessert business to make life a little sweeter for all people, no matter their station in life. There's a lot more that I could say about this young man, but I'm sure that he can tell you a lot better than I can. So with that, I'm proud to introduce Michael Platt, founder of Michael's Desserts, and his super supportive mother, Danita Platt. Hey you guys, thanks for being on the program.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey,
Thanks for having us.
absolutely. So listen, we have a lot to discuss, so let's just jump right in, okay?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so Michael, tell us a little bit about your business. What spurred you to start it, and how is it different from most other businesses?
So I started my business when I was 11 years old. It's called Michael's Desserts, and it's one for one. So every dessert someone buys, I give one away to someone in need. I guess kind of like my first instinct after I started baking, after I knew that I was good at baking, was to start a business off of it. I don't really know why. It was kind of something that was kind of in the forefront of my mind. Just like my first instinct was to start a business. So that's what I did when I was 11 years old. I did my first vending event, and it was just a really interesting, just new step.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I had a my first business as a kid was cutting grass. I think like maybe $5 a yard. Um, yeah, I didn't pursue that. It was really difficult, but it felt good to have a little money in my pocket. I have to tell you. All right. So listen, Michael, did starting your own business at the age of 9 ever seem a little daunting? And if so, how did you change your outlook? And if it didn't seem overwhelming, how come?
So it was definitely interesting, but I mean, I had all my family with me. They were helping me out, and my dad, he works in sales, and he knew all of that. So I basically kind of learned as I went along. So I guess I didn't really have like any not time to like for it to be like scary. I guess I just wasn't really expecting it to be scary. So I kind of just learned as I went along. So yeah.
Yeah, so you learned as you went along. And honestly, I think that is really one of the best ways to learn anything, whether it is tech, I mean, whatever the topic, the subject is. I think once you just immerse yourself in it,
Yeah.
you start to figure out what works and what doesn't work really, really quickly.
Yeah.
Awesome. So listen, Danita, looking back, what were some entrepreneurial traits that you saw in Michael early on?
So I always say that, we have two sons. His brother is Gabriel. He's 15, 14 months older than Michael. And they are very different in that Michael is the kid you send in the store with $20 and he comes back with three things and he has $16 in his pocket. And you're like, how does this kid do that? And Gabriel's a kid you send in with $20 and he comes back and tells you he needs 10 more for the thing that he wants. Um, so he's just kind of always been entrepreneurial. He and his brothers sold loom bracelets for the Super Bowl one year when they were very, very little.
Wow.
Um, and he's just always been the kid who he would get the coupons that come in the mail and he would say, "Oh, this says that they'll clean your gutters for $49, but mommy, I'll clean your gutters for $30. You can just pay me $30 and I'll do it."
Wow, you were very brave to want to get up there and clean gutters. I have to say that. So not only are you thinking about business, you're quite brave as well. So listen, Michael, when you first started selling your desserts, was your business an overnight success? And if not, what were some of the things that you did to grow your business to where it is now?
I don't think it was an overnight success. It definitely gradually got to where I am now. I feel like there were definitely some things that kind of like plummeted me forward. But one of my first vending events, and I feel like something that is definitely really impactful when it comes to starting a business, is just doing like what you can in the area that you can. So my first vending event was at my local high school. I just went there and sold little Rice Krispie treats. I like rolled around the parking lot selling Rice Krispie treats, and it was just really interesting. Got to be with my mom. She was selling stuff there as well. And it was just like the first thing that I could do. So that's just kind of how I started. And then I just did other vending events over time, just events that I could go to where I could sell my desserts.
And he sold out at that event.
Wow, that is awesome, man. You know, I've heard of a lot of other kids have gotten into business as a result of selling candy at school. I mean, certainly after hours and stuff like that. But candy seems to be one of those things that really allows kids to first dabble in entrepreneurial endeavors.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Michael, in some of your other interviews, I've heard you give your mom and your dad a lot of credit for helping you run your business so successfully. Who are some other people that have been in your corner that may have helped you along the way or inspired you to make your business the success that it is today?
So I have a bunch of people that have like inspired me, and definitely helped me along. I have different organizations that I work with that have like given me just space, like talking on Instagram or do things like that. Also chefs, there's Chef Jerome Grant. He has been someone who has helped me. If I have any question, I can go there and talk to him about like something cooking wise, something business wise. I also have my mom, my dad, and his family members, and then also just organizations that I work with that have given me the space to like talk about hunger and talk about what I want to help with, as well as talk about business that also helps me to like get my word out.
Wow, I have to say you have a really impressive circle of friends.
Thank you.
Um, Danita, as the CEO of the CEO, what is a typical day like in the Platt household?
That's a huge question. A typical day is probably, in general, we are home, with the pandemic, with COVID and everything. We're doing a lot of things virtually. We homeschool. We were home. This is our fourth year homeschooling. So it's school, it's business, it's brainstorming, it's telling them to stop being on TikTok and come on back to get refocused. They're good boys. They really are good boys. Um, it's taking care of the animals that live in our home, and Michael, telling Michael that he can bake, but he can't bake until this gets done, and then he wants to try a recipe. And then Gabriel has a comic book business, so he's looking at YouTube videos and he's reviewing new movies and all that. So it's a pretty, I would say generally it's the same thing every day, but the little moving parts are always changing, always shifting, always.
Wow, that's yeah. You guys have a nice flow in your household. I mean, it sounds like a lot of activity, a lot of production, a lot of
Yes.
projects. I mean, I might have to interview your other son after this one. I hope that's okay.
He would love it. He's actually working on a short. He has us acting right now. It's you have to look at his Instagram. It's hilarious. He's working on a short story project that's like 5 or 6 what is it, episodes?
Yeah.
And it's like a mystery, and he has all of us in it. It's hilarious.
Oh
So
wow.
you'll have to look at it.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait to jump into that.
Yeah, he loves video editing and all that. So it's quite the endeavor.
It's all right. That's all right. Gabriel, right?
Yes.
My man. All right, here we go. Michael,
Yes.
at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic last year, many businesses were hit really hard. How was your business affected by the shutdown, and how did you pivot to continue to stay profitable?
So one of the first things that we did was we stopped selling actual cupcakes. We started doing more snack packs because I have a nonprofit called Plate, and we basically just pack healthy, non-perishable snacks. Give them to our local food pantry. So we definitely up the efforts with that a lot more. because kids weren't in school or kids were experiencing food insecurity. They weren't being able to get the 2 meals a day that they would have gotten from being in school. So we would give them something that will hold them over while they're at home. We also started selling cookie cake mixes, which are basically just like mixes that people can make at home. And they're really easy to make, and we just ship them out. So that was definitely something that we kind of popped on immediately, trying to find something that we can sell that people can make at home, instead of selling things that are already done, things that will actually have to be cooked and things like that people can do at home, than like giving away an actual cupcake.
Yeah, when I stumbled upon those cookie and cake mixes that you had prepackaged, I was like, this is genius. Like, this is genius.
Yeah.
And I can see how you stayed afloat as a result of moving in that direction. So definitely, that was a nice move. All right. So, Michael,
Yeah.
getting the word out about a new startup is never easy. Which low cost advertising channels do you feel work really well right now and have worked really well for your business?
So one of the biggest things that has helped me out is definitely just been like Instagram and social media in general. That is where I started selling my cupcakes first. I did it on like Facebook, like Marketplace, and then I also just like advertised on Instagram and on Facebook. A lot of my family members on Facebook, so they'd be able to like buy it. And I also had people on Instagram who would like see me on TV or something like that, and they can come and see what I'm doing. So one of my biggest like advertising has definitely been social media in general.
You're absolutely right. I've seen your Instagram as well as your Facebook, and I have to say you do a really good job, not good, great job at using that platform to drive folks to your business. The one thing that people will discover when they go to Facebook is that you could be on it for like 2 seconds on your account, and this pop-up comes up says, "Hey, is there anything we can help you with? Are you interested in buying these cookies, cupcakes?" And I was like, "Wow! Like I can reach out to you just like that, just with Facebook." I'm thinking I got to go through all these channels, but you guys make doing business very very easy, and yeah, I was quite impressed with your followers on Instagram as well. What are you up to, like 11,000?
Something like that.
Something like that. Oh, he's modest. He's modest. Oh, here we go. Danita, I read a USA Today article entitled "How to Raise Entrepreneurial Kids," according to Mark Cuban, Tony Hawk, and 9 other entrepreneurs. And it talked about how it's important for parents to support their children's pursuits and encourage them, but not to do it for them. Would you say that's been your approach? And if so, why is that the way to go?
I would say absolutely that has been our approach. Michael came to us and said he wanted to start a business, and I was kind of like, okay, great, thinking that he was just a kid kind of talking, and I should have known better. Um, and then I came home from work. I turned the corner, and his computer, his desktop computer, is in the living room. So I turned the corner, and he's like, "Oh, mommy, look, I've made my logo. Here's my tagline. Here's my brand colors." I mean, he had everything all together, and it was then that I said, "Okay, well, he's serious, and I need to get on the bandwagon with this." Supporting him in terms of moving forward. But absolutely, Michael is the culinary brains behind all of this. I'm the one who's saying we can't buy gold leaf this month to put on cupcakes. Like, that's my job. you know, put in some boundaries. But otherwise, no, absolutely. Doing it themselves with the necessary support that they need based on their age and their maturity level is absolutely key, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome. I agree 100%. Whenever my kids come to me and they say they want to do something, a little far-fetched, it's not that I can't help them, but I just want to see how far they can take it. And I want to give them that autonomy to explore and to learn on their own. And so I agree with you 100%. Michael, so I've learned from one of my sources, I don't want to give away her name, but her initials are DP. She tells me that you recently expanded your business operation. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
So yes, I have entered a commercial kitchen, and we've been trying to be in a commercial kitchen for a very, very, very long time. But yeah, I started working in a kitchen. Every Wednesday, I'm in there packing up cupcakes and cookies and stuff. So yeah, that's definitely a giant step in the right direction. I'm been kind of scouting around trying to find an actual shop, because before we were cooking out of our home kitchen, selling everything online, and just kind of like delivering them outside. But now we're in a commercial kitchen, still selling everything online. But hopefully one day we'll be able to be in a kitchen in our own space, in our own shop, and be able to sell things right from there. So yeah, it's definitely a giant, big step that we've been trying to get done for a really long time. And I'm really happy that we've been able to do that.
Hey man, congratulations to you. It is a big step. It's a wonderful step. And I think it's just the beginning of a lot of great steps to come. So keep doing what you're doing. It's obviously working. And yeah. All right, let's take a short break. And when we come back, let's talk about how your business has helped catapult you out of the kitchen and into so many collaborative projects.
Hi, we're your friends
From the Fairmont Heights branch
of the Prince George's County Memorial Library System.
Today we want to share
5 smart activities
and library resources
that promote early literacy.
For all families.
all families.
Are you ready?
Let the magic begin.
Playing.
Playtime and exercise provides innovative ways to promote early literacy. Exercise and play are not only great to get kids moving, they also enhance their imaginations. Your family can play and learn together with our Getting in Shape with Mr. Sean videos and our Yoga for Kids video. You can find these on our YouTube channel and our virtual events archive.
Singing.
help your child to hear the different sounds and words by singing nursery rhymes. You can find these and many other children's songs in Frigo Music. Frigo is a free, downloadable music service available through our website. Use it to discover alphabet songs, sing-alongs, and lullabies.
Talking.
Talk to your child and listen while they talk to you throughout the day. If you speak Spanish at home, then talk to your child as you read interactive and animated books on our digital platform, Make Make. With Make Make, you'll find over 600 authentic Latin American books for children of all school ages.
Writing.
Writing is very important for a child being ready to read. HelloBook provides pre-readers and early readers engaging articles, activities, games to promote their writing skills. Kids have fun researching topics of interest to them. Each PubleGo article provides 2 printable activity sheets that kids can use for handwriting their names and article words, and parents can use to teach new words through labeling pictures. PubleGo helps your child become good at writing today, so they can become a better reader tomorrow.
Reading.
Reading with your child every day is the most important activity for early literacy. Make reading an interactive activity by asking your child questions as you read together. PGCMLS offers a wide variety of board books, touch and feel books, and picture books, which you can check out and pick up with our curbside service. Whichever type you prefer, books of any kind are number one for early literacy.
We hope you enjoy these 5 smart activities and library resources that promote early literacy for all families. Bye-bye. Can we play now? Let's play hide and seek. Sean, I think your mom is calling you. Sean?
Hi, we're back with Michael Platt, a baker and the creator of Michael's Desserts. And before we talk to him about some of the work that he's been doing outside of the kitchen, I just want to tell Michael, I went looking for one of these unboxing videos to give our viewers a sense of what it's like to indulge in some of your creations. And sadly, I couldn't find any, so I had no other choice but to make one myself. So here it is. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Yeah. All right, y'all. This is it. Let's get it. The unboxing of Michael's Desserts cupcakes. These are not just any old cupcakes, y'all. These are the Maya Angelou banana pudding cupcakes, part of the Freedom Fighter Special Edition cupcakes. This is the real deal. This is the real McCoy, y'all. Check it out. This is it. This is it. This is the one. All right? All right, just got it. All right, here we go. I know y'all heard about these gourmet cupcakes this young man Michael Platt is making. All right, I'm cutting the seal. All right, here we go, y'all. This is it. Oh my goodness. Check this out. You're not playing around, my man. All right, this is it. Got the wafer on there. A little banana. All right, this is it. That's what it's all about, y'all. All right, I'm gonna take this paper off. I'm gonna try and eat this paper. All right, here we go. That over there. All right. I mean, Michael came correct. You came correct, Michael. You did your thing, my man. This is nice. So moist. And you can just taste the banana. It's just jumping. Oh. How many more I got in here? 3 more. Okay. Tell y'all right now. They can't touch this. They can't touch this. All right. Y'all let me know if y'all see some kids coming through there so I can hide these because I'm not sharing. All right, here we go. Second one. Can't touch this. Can't touch this. This is it. Oh my God. I wish I had some milk right now. Nice cup of cold milk. Oh my goodness gracious. This icing is rocking. I mean, he came through with this icing, y'all. Like that. Oh my goodness. We need a cake just to make it today. I need a cake. Lord have mercy. Now let me know if them kids come through. I'm serious. I gotta shut this whole thing down. I gotta shut it down. All right. All right. Well, I'm feeling bad now because I'm just pigging out. All right, I got 2 more, and I'll save one for the wife, and the kids can share the other one. They just gonna have to split it 3 ways, but hey, it is what it is. So that's the unboxing. Michael Platt, the delicious special edition Maya Angelou banana pudding cupcakes Off the chain. I can't say enough about him. Okay, so honest opinion, what do you think of that video?
It was really interesting. It was funny, yeah.
It was funny. And we're glad you enjoyed the cupcakes. Absolutely. I think I was terrified that they were going to be completely turned over. And Mike was like, no, they're fine. They're in the box. They're fine. Settle down. But no, they were good. Yeah.
Yeah, no. He has this contraption that keeps each cupcake in its proper place. So even when I went to tilt it, those cupcakes weren't going anywhere. And that honestly goes to show how you really have put a lot of thought into your packaging. I actually commented on your packaging in the video, but the video was getting too long. It was up to 6 minutes, and I said, unfortunately, I got to kind of chop it up a little bit. So, but I did make a comment and make a note about the fantastic packaging that you really have invested in. So, yeah, I mean, your packaging is really on par with anything that I've seen at Whole Foods or any of those types of stores. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's one of the ways we keep his cost down, because his food cost is double because he gives away one for everyone that's purchased. So he stamps his packaging instead of paying for it. Right.
Absolutely. And I saw that in the documentary, The Great Big Story. I saw the secrets.
Right.
You took us back there. You guys also had this, Denny, I noticed that you had this board in the kitchen that had, it didn't say, oh, do your homework, do this. It had like a lot of motivational quotes on it and things like this. Can you talk about this board that you have in your kitchen?
Sure. So we just trying to keep the kids kind of like engaged with honestly their purpose. It's super important to us as parents that they leave our home knowing why they're on the planet, what they're here to do, what they're passionate about, and that, we always say to them, people come to fruit trees for the fruit, not for the leaves and the roots and the branches and all that. So give people the fruit. What is your message? What is it? That's all they're asking for. And other people will care about the rest of it, which is you as a person, your family, your friends, the people you've invested in those relationships, they'll care about that. And they ought to, but people they're coming to you for the fruit. So you need to know what your fruit is and be able to give it. And so we're just always kind of reminding them, to stay with that. So they can actually do what's in them to do, and give that to the world.
Absolutely. That was very, very moving, honestly, very moving. As a parent of three, I agree wholeheartedly. And I know that Michael has given a TED Talk, but I think you might need to give one too.
Oh, my.
All right, here we go. So, Michael, can you tell us a little bit about the nonprofit that you started called Plate?
Yes, so Plate is my nonprofit. It stands for Power, Love, Learning, and Access to Everyone. It's basically about food access and making sure that everybody has access to food and also like healthy food. We do a lot of things. We want to do a lot of things. Right now, we're doing snack packs, which are basically healthy, non-perishable snacks, and we give them to our food pantry. It's basically supposed to hold kids over from meal to meal. They're high in protein. So it's something that kids would like fruit snacks, things like that. But also like protein bars and things that will actually give some type of like nutritional benefit. And then we also want to do other things like healthy, like cooking and eating under a budget classes, also growing in like small space gardening classes. And I definitely want to have a pay what you can grocery store where basically people can come to the grocery store, and if they don't have enough money to pay for $12 of groceries, they can pay for $6 and still be able to get the groceries. So that's definitely probably the biggest thing that I really would like to do with Plate. So yeah, Plate does a bunch of different things specifically around food access and making sure that people have access to food, and specifically kids right now. I'm working around making sure that kids have access to food. And yeah.
Yeah, I love that. All of those endeavors that you want to embark on sound phenomenal. And I especially like the grocery store idea. I can see how that can be a huge help to so many families, so many communities. And I can see that really taking off. So continue to plug away with all of those endeavors. I think you're onto something.
Thank you.
Okay. In addition to starting your own nonprofit, you also work very closely with another nonprofit. Can you tell us a little bit about them and the work that you're doing with them?
Yes, so I work with No Kid Hungry. They are an organization that I've worked with for a really long time, and I love working with them. They basically they do bake sales, so they do a bunch of different things actually. They do things to actually change laws in Maryland. We've done things like breakfast in the classroom and making sure that kids have access to breakfast even if they're in school. But one of the things that definitely attracted me to them is they do bake sales. So they basically allow people to run a bake sale and then be able to give the proceeds from that straight to No Kid Hungry, and they give you like a little flyer and everything. And they basically make it really easy for you to donate to their efforts. So every year I've done a really big bake sale, except for last year. That's my dog. So except for last year, I have done a big bake sale, and it's basically like a competition where basically people will come and they will bake a bunch of things, and then it's cookies and cupcakes. So we'll do like a versus, see which one wins, and then we also sell.
A versus?
Yes.
What? That sounds
So,
awesome.
yeah, so we have like different themes, and then people. I think there's like maybe like 3 or 5 different people, and then we will like compete the different people and the different themes, and then whoever wins, they get like a little sticker or something, and then we sell all of the desserts at a table, and all the proceeds from that go to No Kid Hungry, and the proceeds, like everything that all the proceeds that we make go to No Kid Hungry. We work with a bunch of different people over the years. We've done it at pools, we've done it in malls, we've done it at a bunch of different places. But all the proceeds from it every single year have gone to No Kid Hungry.
Wow. No Kid Hungry. Sounds like a phenomenal organization.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing out. I really appreciate that. And I definitely want to come out and check out the next verses. All right. Michael, some of our viewers may not know this, but you actually competed on a baking show for kids. To be exact, you took part in season 4 of the Kids Baking Championship on the Food Network. What was that experience like for you?
So it was really fun. I got to go to New Orleans and film it there. We got to basically eat our way throughout New Orleans. We got billboards and like beignets and everything. It was awesome. And also got to meet a bunch of kids who bake and be there in the kitchen and just bake with them. And that was just super, super fun. It was a little stressful once we actually started doing the competition, but behind the scenes, it was being able to hang out with them, make friends and everything like that. It was just a really, really, really fun experience.
Do you keep in contact with any of those contestants that you?
Yeah, so last year, like at the beginning of quarantine, we all did like an at-home kids baking championship. So we basically did like a live, and I got one of the. So I basically did one, and it was also for No Kid Hungry, just raising awareness for No Kid Hungry. And I got one of the judges from a show on Food Network called Waylene Lucas. And that's her name, and she basically got to like introduce and like do like the countdown for it, and it was super fun to be able to do that like over Instagram. It was all virtual, but it was super fun to be able to do that with them, kind of like reconnect with all the kids that I met on the show, and also kids from other seasons, newer seasons and older seasons. We all got to kind of just do a little at-home kids baking championship.
That sounds amazing. You guys have a little click, huh? The Food Network kids click, huh? That's all right.
Yeah.
Danita, were you on the set during the filming of the Kids Baking Championship show? And what did you say to Michael after he was no longer able to move on in the competition?
I was definitely on the set. He and I went to New Orleans together, and they had all the parents in a green room in a separate building, and they took all the kids to the building next door where the kitchen was. So the parents couldn't be in there, watching, but we could see on a closed circuit setup.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we were all stressing out. We were all pulling our hair out. We were all we had to walk away watching the kids, really. But they all did such a wonderful job. And when Michael was eliminated and sent home, we were actually fine with that, mainly because just 10 months before, Michael had been in the hospital because he has epilepsy and he had been having seizure after seizure after seizure. And so the fact that even within 12 months of his seizure activity being completely out of control, him being, you know, they reached out to us on Instagram to see if Michael wanted to be part of it. You know, we went to New Orleans, flew there, did the competition. You know, Michael, he did a great job given all of the obstacles that he had to overcome.
Yeah.
He did a fantastic job, you know, competing. And so it was a wonderful experience. It really was.
Yeah. And what did you say to him when he couldn't move on?
I said that we were proud of him, absolutely proud of him, and that he had met all of these wonderful people. You know, we were headed back home. He was already planning his first No Kid Hungry bake sale. And so ultimately, just that we were proud of him. And I was just really glad that when we got back home, he jumped right back in the kitchen. You know, he was still passionate about this thing, even though, you know, he did have this kind of disappointing moment where he was eliminated, but he was still passionate about what, you know, this craft of his. So it was great.
Yeah, and I'm so happy that you weren't devastated, because think about all the thousands of kids that you know, would have went without if you kind of hung up your apron.
Wow, never thought of that either. Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's awesome.
All right,
That's awesome.
Oh yeah. All right, so Michael, is it true that you gave a TED Talk? Tell us about that experience and what the focus of your talk was.
Yeah, so I gave a TED Talk in 2019, and it was super, super, super awesome. I actually applied to do a TED Talk here in Maryland, but that didn't work out. So I got to do one in Jacksonville, and I got to fly there and just hang out with him. I had a whole speaking coach, and he was super nice. We got to hang out with him because he lives in Jacksonville. And it was super fun just meet all the other people who were doing TED Talks. I was one of the only kids. There was another kid who was doing a TED Talk, but all of us were equally nervous. All the adults, all the kids, they were super, super, super nervous. But it was just really fun to get up on there and talk about what I wanted to talk about. My TED Talk was about basically just kids changing the world, and adults, how they can support kids who want to start their endeavors, who want to start solving problems. So yeah, I got to talk to all the adults in the crowd, and I got to basically just talk to them about what kids can do, the power of kids, and also how they can support their kids who want to change the world. And it was super fun just kind of be up on there and talk to them. It was super scary because I could feel my heart beating in my throat, but it was really interesting just kind of be up on there and see what everyone else was talking about, learn about their craft, talk to other adults who were changing the world. Yeah.
The talk was hugely inspiring. I listened to it a couple of times. It was great. I thought it was so well written. Oh, and the thing, you infused this Shakespearean references all through it. It almost went over my head until at the end, and you start talking Old English, and I said, that's Shakespeare.
Yeah, so I was doing a Shakespeare class right before I did the TED Talk, and I kind of wanted to work that into my talk.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, you get a little we can do it, and hey, you need to check out Shakespeare if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's pretty cool. All
Thanks
right.
for catching that. Thanks. Many people don't catch those references, but
I thought it was so
adamant
cool.
they were gonna be in there.
I think it was a good call. I think it was a really good call. That way, your talk will always be timeless. Oh, Danita, speaking of TED Talks, in 2013, Angela Duckworth, an author and professor of psychology, delivered a powerful TED Talk which has now been viewed over 23 million times on the power of grit. According to Professor Duckworth, grit is passion and perseverance for very long-term goals. Would you say Michael has grit? And if so, what do you attribute it to?
I would absolutely say that Michael has grit. And Angela Duckworth is one of my favorite authors. I've read her book, I've watched the TED Talk, and it is honestly some of her research that inspired us as parents to, to provide the kind of guidance that we provided to Gabriel and Michael. She talks about kids right in that middle school time needing an other center focus.
Yep.
So that they can know how to connect with and reach out to the world. And that has been the focus of Michael's business, Gabriel's business. It is this idea of not sort of navel gazing, but centering your focus to the good of those around you. And I would definitely say that grit comes from that reminder of when I do this, someone else eats, someone else has housing, someone else has what they need to be able to fulfill their dreams. When I fulfill my dream, someone else can fulfill their dream. That inspires grit, I think. And Michael definitely, both the boys definitely have a grittiness about them. One, because of the obstacles that they've overcome, and two, because they are passionate about making sure people have access to basic necessities. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would ever accuse Michael of not having grit. I mean, his grit is off the charts, and he has enough grit to go around. Honestly, he really does.
Got some grit to pass on.
Grits. Speaking of grits,
Grit and grit. Gotta do some of that.
there you go. If you guys don't know what we're talking about one of Michael's latest Instagram posts, where he basically talks about how grits are this wonderful breakfast, and maybe more, but it's something that's experienced on almost every continent in different ways, shapes, and forms. Here we go. Hey, Michael. Is it true that you're taking part in a new reality show? Can you tell our viewers the name of it and what it's been like being a part of it?
Yes, so I am on Operation Awesome. It's on BYU TV, and it is amazing. I remember, like, right in the beginning when they asked me to be on the show, I was just super excited. I've been like a part of making the show, kind of, or like a part of the process since the very beginning. So I was always asking my mom, like, have the email back, and then the email back, and we were on the plane or in our car, actually, because we were driving all across the country. It's basically about, we get a bunch of kids together, and then we drive across the country, and basically go to other neighborhoods and other communities and help kids start up their own different, like, passion projects. So I work with a bunch of other kids, and then two mentors, and then they help us to help these kids just start their own projects. So I did that last summer, and it was super awesome to be able to film that. And it came out in March, and we were like halfway through the season, and it's amazing. If you want to watch it, it's on BYU TV. There's also a free app you can download, also called BYU TV. And yeah, it's just an amazing TV show and an amazing, some awesome people that I work with. It was just really fun to film and all that. It was awesome.
Yeah, I can imagine the energy on that set was, just out of this world. And I mean, it was just a nice collection of just young people who have just really done phenomenal things leading up to that point. And you guys all deserve to be on that program. Now, when you guys get on that bus, who's the one saying, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?"
Like all of us. It's a long drive.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Michael, what encouragement can you offer students who need to do community service hours for school but may not be eager to begin?
So I definitely say just kind of like work with actual people. It's definitely one of the biggest things is definitely just like build connections. That's something that I have credited a lot of my success to, has been building connections with people. So yeah, just building connections with people is definitely one of the biggest ways to help in your community, as well as just get service hours, because it's definitely really helpful. It's because it's not like you're checking off every single box. You're like, well, I have this hour, this is how many hours I have left to do. Kind of just hang out with people, and you're working with a problem that you want to solve. So find a problem that you want to solve, do something that you're passionate about, and then also find other people who also want to solve that problem, and then work with them, because then you're not really trying to check off boxes, but you're actually
That's right.
just like hanging out with people and doing what you would like to do.
That's great advice. I'm sure you will shift a lot of perspectives with that explanation of how to approach doing community service hours. So yeah, I actually didn't think about it that way in terms of thinking about the people and getting engaged with the people, making a connection with the people. You'll forget about the hours once you make that human connection. And I agree.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yes, good stuff. These are such good questions.
I really worked really hard on these. Next time I'm asking about the cat and the dog.
Hey, I feel like a king in this box. What you say, Rudy? But you don't make eye contact with Damn, Rudy. I'm just asking questions in here.
All right, here we go. Danita, do you think libraries are an asset to our community, especially to teens and young entrepreneurs like Michael? And do you have any standout memories from any of your visits to the library?
I absolutely think libraries are crucial to our communities. I spent most of my childhood at Spalding Library in District Heights.
All right. Central, go Central.
Yep. My mother was just, and still is, an avid reader. And so she always checked books out, because she kept me at the library. And so I always had books checked out. We were adamant that the boys had a library card as soon as they could get one. And yeah, we love the public library. Absolutely. They spent what, 2 summers ago, they did a Smithsonian internship, and their meeting place and everything was at a library in Virginia. So yeah, public libraries have been instrumental and fundamental in our lives. And I think my best memory, or my most maybe consistent memory, is going into Spalding Library and doing my homework at the little booths. You know, it was just, and it had the walls that came up beside, so you just sat there, you were just focused in doing your work. And then I'll take a break and go grab a book and come back. And normally by the end, I had more library books than I had school books, because I should have been doing that, not reading. But yeah, we love the library.
All right. So happy to hear that. Speaking of libraries, Michael, I hear you were involved in the making of a new children's book from Magic Cat Publishing. Tell us about this book and the contribution that you made to it.
So yes, a new book just came out. It's called Do Something for Someone Else, and I got to write the foreword for it. It is an amazing book, and it features a bunch of different kids who are helping in their communities. And yeah, it's just an amazing book to work with. Magic Cat Publishing is really awesome. They're super helpful. And I'm also working on a book with them as well. Can't give all the details, but I'm writing a book for them, and I am super excited about it. It is an amazing idea, and it's an amazing book. And yeah, I'm just really excited for that one to come out. But I got to write the foreword for the one that is out. It's called Do Something for Someone Else, and it was an amazing book. It features some amazing people. Yeah, just a great book.
Yeah, that book is all you, man. I mean, the title, I mean, that's you. That really is how you've been approaching things. And your foreword was great. I loved it. I read it. It reminded me of your TED Talk. You know, just telling kids that, you know, you guys can do it, you know. And what is really cool about your foreword is that when you go to Amazon.com, and they let you peek inside the book, they let you read the foreword. So even if people don't buy the book, they're gonna read your foreword. They're gonna read your foreword. So that was, but yeah, I thought you did a great job with that foreword. It was really good. It was concise, but it was really impactful. And you said a lot of good things in it. So great job, buddy. All right, well, let's take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to play a little game, and I really hope that it'll be the icing on the cake for today. See you in a bit.
No matter your age, it's important to be active. Check out these videos from the Prince George's County Memorial Library System. PGCMLS offers a variety of workout videos for all ages, abilities, and intensities to help you stay fit at home. From yoga to calorie burning workouts, discover the library's DVD and streaming video collections at pgcmls.info.
Hi, we're back with Michael Platt, food justice advocate and CEO of Michael's Desserts, and his mom, Danita Platt, the chief advisor to Michael. Now, before we get into our game, I'd like to share a couple of questions we received for Michael from a couple of kids. Miriam asks, what are some of your favorite book titles?
So some of my favorite books has definitely they're a lot about like African American people. I read both Under Hear My Cry, But Not Buddy, Stella by Starlight. I have a bunch of cookbooks, Tartine, Sweet Home Cafe, and a bunch more books. Well, To Kill a Mockingbird. I also read a bunch of Shakespeare books. My favorite one is definitely Much Ado About Nothing. That's probably my favorite Shakespeare play ever. And then just a bunch of books. So yeah, I've read a lot. A lot of them have been like classic, just like the classic books. I started reading Swiss Family Robinson, but that one was extremely boring. I could not, like, I was like halfway through and I didn't even know what it was about. But it was definitely a really interesting, definitely worthy book. But yeah, I definitely read a lot of like classic books, and those are probably my favorite.
Wow. Well, I'm not surprised because you referenced Shakespeare in your TED Talk. So that makes sense. All right. Ryan asks, when you're not baking up delicious desserts, what kinds of things do you enjoy doing in your free time?
So I have 4 animals, so I definitely love to hang out with them, pet them, and play with them. I'm also have a longboard, so I go outside and ride my longboard all the time. I'm learning how to play the bass, so I have a bass guitar that I get on sometimes, and I just like kind of just lay around and listen to music. And with my brother, I have a brother, he's older than me, so sometimes we'll just go outside and hang out. So yeah, I definitely have a bunch of things that I can do when I'm not baking.
And finally, Selma asks, do you watch Shark Tank? And would you ever try out for the show?
So I have not watched Shark Tank in a very long time. My family used to watch like every night, but I haven't watched it in a really long time. And I don't think I'd go on the show just because then I have to like give away a portion of my business. But yeah, I like the show when I was watching it. I haven't watched it in a while. I probably will though. My grandmother loves it as well, so I watched it with her. But I don't think I'd go on.
Yeah, my family loves that show as well. There are a couple of sharks. Well, not a couple. There's this one shark we definitely would stay away from, but everybody else is pretty good. All right. Well, now it's time to play our little game called Do You Know This Dessert? Now, the way this game is played, I'm going to display a photo of 10 different desserts. You'll both take turns trying to guess the name of the dessert. For each correct answer, you'll receive 1 point. But if you don't know the name of the dessert and you don't think the player next to you knows the name of the dessert, you can pass it to them so that they can try to guess it. And if they don't get it right, the one who passed it gets the point. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Do you know this dessert? Here we go. First up, Danita, do you know this dessert?
Indeed, I do. That is a Twinkie.
Okay. You want to lock it in?
I'm locking it in.
All right. Let's see. It is a Twinkie. Great job. All right. So one for Danita. Michael, you're up next. Michael, do you know this dessert?
That is I remember it is from Maniac and Eve. A butterscotch crumble.
Well, let's see. You want to lock it in?
Yes.
All right. A crimpet. Yes, and he got real fancy with the butterscotch. Great job. Great job. All right. We got a tie score. All right, here we go. Next one. Danita, do you know this dessert?
Yes, I do. Those are oatmeal cream pies.
You locking it in?
Locking it in.
Oatmeal cream pies. Great job. All right, she's up 2 to your 1, Michael. Here we go. Michael, do you know this dessert?
That is an apple fritter.
Are you locking it in?
Yes.
Let's see.
A bear claw.
What's a bear claw?
Gotcha. It's a donut. It's a donut.
Yeah. I was wondering if you were gonna know that they're called bear claws.
Wow. So you should have passed it. But he's like, no, I know that. I have to say, it does look like, what did you say it was again?
An apple fritter.
It does look like an apple fritter. I do. I give it to you. So, yeah. So
That's a tricky one.
that is a tricky one. All right. So, I think, so he doesn't get a point for that one. So, Danita, you are still in the lead. I think you are up 2-1, right? Are you up 2-1?
I believe you.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
She's like, I'm sure. All right. Danita, do you know this dessert?
That is a Madeleine.
You locking it in?
Should I pass it to you? No, I'm locking it in.
All right, here we go. Say it again.
I think I'm saying it wrong. Madeline.
Chocolate dip Madeline, I think. I'm not an expert on this either. We should turn to the expert in the room.
What is it? Madeline.
Woof.
I didn't pass it.
Yeah, you definitely would have lost out. All right, good job. You are thrashing your son. All right, here we go. Michael, you're up next. Michael, do you know this dessert?
That is baklava.
Are you locking it in?
Yes.
It is baklava. Hey, good job, my man. Nicely done. Well played. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Back over to Danita, who's up to 3-2. Back over to Danita, who's up 3-2. All right, Danita, do you know this dessert?
I do know that dessert. Michael makes them, but he does not like them.
Is that right? What?
He doesn't like cheese. They're normally stuffed with ricotta. Is it ricotta? Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you broke it down, but what's the name of it?
That is a cannoli.
You locking it in?
I'm locking it in.
Locking it in. And cannoli it is. Great job. Even the dog said lock it in. Nicely done. 4 to Michael's 2. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Michael, over to you. What is this one, Michael?
That is a cream puff.
A cream puff. A cream puff. Are you locking it in?
Yes.
He's locking it in. Is it a cream puff? Parachute with lemon, which is French for cream puff. Great job. All right.
It's just
Parachute dough
is cream puffs, eclair, and churros.
And churros, yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, what happened was I stumbled upon the Kashi Kids crew that you hang out with, and you indicated that your favorite thing to make or eat, I'm not sure which one, is this parachute. And I was like, what is parachute? I couldn't even say it. I had to go to YouTube. And the French guy said parachute. I said, okay, parachute. So I was hoping you get it right. Great job. All right, so we got to give you a point for that one. So you are slightly coming back. This is getting really close. All right. Danita, here we go.
Oh, okay.
Do you know this dessert?
Yes, I do. That is a chocolate souffle.
Locking it?
But I'm gonna say chocolate souffle.
Chocolate.
Because it's in the ramekin. Chocolate souffle, and I'm gonna lock that in.
Locking it in. All right. Here we go. Is it a chocolate souffle?
Yay.
It is. Hey, nicely done. Nicely done. Woo! I don't think you've missed any.
Woo!
Woo! All right. I'm taking it. I love it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Back over to Michael. This is the last one. Now, you were down by 2, but you know what? I'm feeling kind of bad for you. So I will give you 2 points if you can nail this dessert. This is my favorite dessert. My son will tell you when I come through the house, it's like, you know, I'm the happiest guy in the world. So take your time with this one. Here we go for 2 points for the tie. For the win. Do you know this dessert?
It looks clear. Is it clear?
It is clearish. It is definitely clearish. It's kind of cloudy. It's got some black speckles in there too, like some black specks.
It's a custard. It's something you pour and then it sets up, right? It does. That's not a top crust though.
Well, listen. Don't give it away. Let him try to figure this one out. I guess I picked a really good last one. Here we go. So, Michael, we're going to give you 7 more seconds to try to take a stab at this. But guess what? You can also pass to your mom, and then you can put the onus on her to get it right.
I'm passing it.
He's passing. Oh, he's passing. He's passing. Should I let him pass, Danita? Should I let him pass? No. This is for him. This is for Michael. This is youth entrepreneurs. Youth entrepreneurs. You got to represent for youth entrepreneurs. What is this dessert? Do you know this dessert?
Is it an egg custard pie?
Egg custard pie. Are you locking it in?
It's called an egg pie. I think so, yeah.
Okay, I think there are going to be people at home. We're going to be like, ah! Here we go.
Well, I'm wrong.
Because they're normally so much smaller.
Bean pie! Yes, my favorite! Wow, did you see Danita's face? She was like, what? I knew it.
Oh, man. You did a good job trying to figure. I'm like, what is that on top? Like something that would have risen up. Nope. It's a bean pie. My brother loves, Uncle Kenny, he loves bean pies.
Oh, yeah. No, bean pies are out of this world. And the people who just, they never had it and they think about the name. Like, okay, you can give me yours. I'll take it. No problem. No problem. Right. The more the merrier. So, yeah. So, oh my goodness. I've had so much fun interviewing you guys. This has been phenomenal. I think it'll be something that will be well received by so many young people in our community. You are a great inspiration, Michael. And Danita, you are a great inspiration as well to so many parents who have young kids who want to get into business.
Thank you so much for having us. This was wonderful. It was a lot of fun. It was a great interview. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. Well, that's it for Youth Entrepreneurs, making a difference through business. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.